Hi, I'm Shorty. If you have the Sun in Libra, then this video is for you. I have here with me the complete book of the Zodiac, and I'll be sharing the information about those of you who have the Sun in Libra. You are a Libra if you were born between September 23rd and October 23rd. As the Zodiac's appointed guardian of justice, a Libra's task is perhaps the most thankless of all. To weigh intellect against intuition, and the need to be fair and the need to be firm. In so doing, Librans are often obligated to make choices few people can understand. The cosmic burden they bear with eternal grace and good humor. Librans, like chameleons, can fit almost anywhere with almost anyone. That's why they are accused of being indecisive. They are sensitive to social undercurrents and want to do what's expected of them. This stems from a great need to be accepted. Yet it conflicts with another Libran need to make a strong impression on their social and physical environment. In a Libran mind, that conflict is reconciled like this. If you want your own way, it's better to inspire cooperation than confrontation. As a philosophy, it's admirable. But in practice, Libra is the sign of the scales. Often Librans swing from one extreme to another in an attempt to find a perfect balance. One day, they'll bend over backwards to accept someone else's viewpoint. The next day, they'll charge forward in a furious effort to impose their own. In a pattern which is consistently inconsistent. Whether trying to be helpful or trying to take control, Librans are affable and charming. It's impossible to know if they are taking care of you or taking advantage of you. But Librans don't see it that way. They always believe that what they are doing is for the greater good. Librans can make even strangers feel special, but ironically, if your Libran friend is a true friend, he or she won't need to turn on that charm with you. So if you want to charm a Libran, do something for them that lets them know it's okay, that you love them just the way they are. Home. Librans bring sociable, gregarious characters, usually love to entertain people in their homes. Their homes can be humble, but they are always graceful. Librans are friendly and fair about most things, but they tend to have highly discriminating artistic tastes. You would far prefer a hovel with the right color, blend of color to a high quality paint, to a gaudy painted mansion. You like to live in partnership, but when it comes to decor, you must have the final say. Especially important to you is the look of your bedroom. If it doesn't reflect your aesthetic aspirations, it won't inspire you to sleep or do anything else. Your ideal house number is 2, as in T4. Clothes. Librans have an excellent taste in almost every area of life, but they sometimes fail to apply the same discriminating eye to their own appearance. Often, to be on the safe side, they will find one successful fashion formula and stick to it like superglue. Being born under the sign of balance gives you a natural understanding of the need to wear simple outfits with complex accessories and vice versa. It also allows you enough artistic flair to know when you can get away with breaking fashion's ground rules and take courageous risks which pay off. If you're looking for clothes and colors which show off more of your magical, endearing personality, try light touches. Dennis the Menace badge on a lapel of a business suit, or an arty beret worn at a jaunty angle with a simple jumper. It's in the art of clever combination that the well-dressed Libra excels. Cars. What's an ideal car for a Libran? The answer, as with so many questions involving the sign of balance, is it depends. On Mondays, you want a traffic-beating bicycle. On Tuesdays, a status-conferring sedan. The antidote to a dull Wednesday must be a quirky VW Beetle, while on Thursday it usually requires a roomy van. Because Friday is payday, there's never enough in the paycheck, and economical diesel becomes desirable. And for those anything could happen weekends, the vehicle, which is ideal, is probably a Land Rover. In the absence of a car for each day of the week, you tend to buy according to your rapidly changing mood, and this of course explains your tendency to misjudge those parking spaces. Food. Librans are fussy about decor. In a restaurant, they notice the tablecloth more than what's on the menu. Voluptuous Venus, the ruler of your sign, gives you a healthy appetite for life's most sensual pleasures. It also gives you affinity for fruit, which possibly explains why, though you yearn to be part of a pair, you drive your close friends bananas and often end up playing gooseberry. Seriously, though, you love sweet and juicy fruits, but you also have a terrible weakness for rich and fattening delicacies, especially candy. To balance this, you are forever embarking on intense, demanding, disciplined diets which you stick to rigidly, come all hell or high water, for all of about 20 minutes. Money. Wealth is not without its advantages, and the case to the contrary, although it has been made, has never proved widely persuasive. This carefully worded tongue-in-cheek remark comes from one of the 20th century's most widely read and readable economists, J.K. Galbraith. Impressive though his many qualities are, I'm sure you'll feel even more endeared towards the great professor if I tell you he was born under the sign of Libra. So, he must know what he's talking about, mustn't he? Actually, that's a trick question. Before you answer it, I suggest you read another one of his famous maxims. One of the best ways of avoiding necessary and often urgent tasks is to seem busily employed on things that are already done. Does any of this ring a bell? Various astrological factors suggest that it ought to. Librans detest being given orders. This is partly why you aspire so profoundly to running your own business, or at least your own department of someone else's business, without anything more cursory influence from a benign boss or a respectful client. The trouble is that life is never like this for a Libran. No matter how successful he or she becomes, you'll always be able to earn good money, make solid career progress, and even, up to a point, express your creative ingenuity, but only by accepting that every so often, regrettable though it may be, we all have to become a small cog in a greater machine. Temporarily, it will be necessary to subjugate your desire for autonomy, repress your resentment for bureaucracy, control your urge to defy authority, and generally bite a series of bullets. Learn to play your part with as much good grace as you can muster, then bide your time. Eventually, the shots will be yours to call. Just the job? Artist, beautician, bedroom designer, civil rights campaigner, cosmetician, decorator, diplomat, dramatist, dressmaker, fashion designer, florist, golfer, judge, juggler, lawyer, maligner, musician, pianist, poet, politician, public relations consultant, receptionist, salesperson, tailor, union leader, wig maker. 5 ways to cash in. Charm the socks off your bank or loan manager. Put your money where your mouth is. Stop siding with the underdog. Get a job as a kissogram. Put a penny in a jar each time you change your mind, or maybe 10 cents, but then again, perhaps only a penny. 5 ways to branch out. Become a color therapist and redesign rainbows. Design a range of haute couture to suit Kermit the Frog. Repaint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel with a modern design. Save the world. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Establish a definitive answer. Love. Some people show their temper under stress. Librans simply turn on the charm. A Libran smile can melt the iciest heart and soften the hardest adversary. If, as Harold Wilson once said, a week is a long time in politics, it's verifiable eternity in a Libran's love life. Odd enough as it may sound, your chance of getting from here to the end of your life with your current partner, no matter how wonderful or otherwise he or she may be, forget the idea. Give up. Concentrate instead on getting from here to the end of the week. And then the next one. As a Libran, you are simply not equipped to plan into the far future. The very thought of what you might be doing in 20 years is enough to give you a simultaneous attack of heebie-jeebies and the willies and a dull ache of depression. All this mainly because you consider yourself a highly changeable, reactive individual who at any moment is likely to go off and do something radically different. Maybe you will, but you'll come back to where you are. As sure as eggs are eggs, Librans are Librans. You are far less unpredictable than you imagine. If something or someone means something to you now, they will continue to mean as much, if not more, in the distant future. Even if you have wavered and wobbled about the matter all the way from here to there. So if you want to make your love last forever, just relax and stop worrying about it all. A sideways look at your sign. Librans are supposed to be placid, well-balanced, easygoing people. But whatever I read, I either end up in tears of laughter or tears of frustration. Who writes such nonsense? Haven't they seen a Libran in action? I can only say if Librans are wishy-washy about Margaret Thatcher. If Librans are unexciting, what about Jackie Collins? If Librans have unimposing personalities, what about Sarah Ferguson? I'll agree with you. You have to look a little harder through the list of famous Libran males before you come across equally strong characters. And you'd hardly say that John Lennon was an uncontroversial character, and I don't think Oscar Wilde was exactly looking to promote social harmony. No, as far as I can see, there's a real desire in every Libran to create a world which is fair and peaceful, but there's also a very argumentative side to the Libran character, which normally lies closer to the surface. Librans are, in fact, magnificently courageous and contemptuous of compromise. They simply disguise it behind a facade of charm. Librans instinctively know how to put you at ease and off your guard. They know how to smile and nod, how to lull others into a false sense of security, and how to act as if all they really need in order to be happy is for you to be happy. It's the ability to play devil's advocate which bestows every Libran with a special kind of creative genius, and yet is also the thing that gives every Libran a very heavy cross to bear. You see, although we're forever being told that the cosmic scales represent intellect and its most powerful justice, at its most benign, and quality at its most fair, the spirit of Libra is the spirit of the balancing process itself, not of the things that may be weighed in balance. Libra is the only sign of the zodiac to be symbolized by a machine. Consequently, there are certain things at the heart of a Libran personality which is a little cold or mechanical. I'm not saying that they don't have deep, passionate emotions, or that they don't care, cry, laugh, love, and live to the fullest, which they most undoubtedly do. But no matter what they are going through, whether it's happy or sad, Librans always allow their thoughts rather than their feelings. The true spirit of a Libra is about as far removed as you can get from basic earthy primitive human nature. It's the spirit of intellect, triumph over instinct, logic over emotion. And that is why we get the old chestnut about Librans being indecisive. Decisions are what Librans' lives are all about. But no Libran ever makes any decision lightly. They analyze, weigh all arguments carefully, and while they're in the process of making a decision, swing wildly from one extreme point of view to the other, expressing the virtues and vices of each with great force and enthusiasm. Some decisions take them seconds, others take years, and once they're made for good. Sometimes the decision-making process can tire a Libran. Sometimes they'll deliberately let certain things happen so as to avoid to make a decision about them. Often they'll prefer to be in a position where they can have no option rather than being given a choice between one thing or the other. Perhaps it's from that easygoing, placid description. But in my experience, even when Librans decide to let a decision be made for them, it's only because they've decided it's the best decision. And one thing I know for sure, woe unto anyone who tries to persuade a Libran to rethink once their mind has been made up. Okay, so all of you Sun in Libra, I hope you found this information helpful. And I do encourage you to take the time to calculate your moon sign and your Virgo sign. Sorry, not your Virgo sign, your Venus sign, and go check those out. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching.